to tonight's recap of Survivor Second Chance.
Well, it was a 2-hour episode. They're up to episode 10. Does that mean
this
10
is 10 and 11,
11?
I'm pretty sure.
Alright, so after Tribal, they get back to camp at Orkham.
It was another blindside last week, so...
Shocker!
They got some splaining to do.
Well, Jeremy tries to smooth things over with Tasha.
Yeah, because last time, Jeremy, Spencer, and Fishbach all flipped on that big alliance.
Yep. She's not buying it, though. She's pissed, and so is Joe.
They know where they stand now. They can't trust them.
Well, Joe's biggest ally just went home.
Yeah, he was, like, really close with Wiggles.
Yeah.
So now he's like, what the F, man?
Well, you gotta wash it down with the rain that never ends.
Let the rain fall down, Laguna Beach. Seriously, though, so much rain. It was literally rain for days.
It was filling up those cups like nobody's business.
I mean, yeah, at least they had some water.
People's feet were looking like aliens' feet.
Ew, I guess that was just like from
Disgusting.
sitting there in the rain for so long. It was like all pruny.
Yeah,
Like,
like when David Blaine went in the tank, like for a few days.
Disgusting.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, like their skin was gonna come off. Anyway, it's time for the first reward challenge of the night.
So, just when you thought you've had enough rain, there's more rain.
Yeah, they had like a little break,
Pouring
like
rain.
10-15 minute break from the
Maybe.
rain, and then it's all back.
Alright, well, it's 2 teams of 10, schoolyard pick.
2 teams of 10.
2 teams of 5, schoolyard pick.
It's Survivor basketball.
Yeah, which means it's aggressive as hell.
Like football meets basketball meets water polo.
Exactly. This was played in Fish's season, and
His team won.
He won.
He had the winning point for his team.
Right. So on one team is Wentworth, Kimmy, Fishbach, Jeremy, Keith.
Right, and the other team is Joe, Sierra, Spencer, Tasha, and Abby.
How freaking aggressive was Joe?
He played every round because he's a freaking rock star.
He was throwing girls out of the way. He was
What do you want him to do? Be like, oh,
around.
here you go, here's the ball.
At least he didn't grab any boobs. He was very respectful when it was around the boob area.
That Kimmy was like friggin' scratching
Whoa,
people.
That was sick.
It was sick.
So Joe's team won because he was in it the whole time.
It wasn't just because of
I
him,
know.
but you know.
They won it while Tasha, I think, had the winning shot.
Mm-hmm.
They got a trip out of the rain under a little awning at the Cambodian circus.
Nice!
That is so
And of
cool.
course, food.
Of course, there's always food.
Right, so let's talk about this reward. They're hanging out, there's all these other people watching the circus.
Families,
so that's cool. They get to see other
kids.
humans. And Sierra is homesick because there are kids there. She misses her child.
Or children.
Children?
I don't know if she had.
I thought she had one,
more
but I
than
don't
one
know.
Or not. She has a plan. She wants to get rid of Fishbach.
We
Who doesn't?
We all know that rewards mean like strategy session.
Strategizing.
Yeah.
So back at camp, they're all like, well, by all I mean Fishbach is like, let's get rid of Joe.
Well, everybody's like, yo, he is a challenge beast. First chance, we have to get rid of him. It's Thanksgiving Eve.
I know.
We're gonna get rid of him.
All right. So guess what? There's more rain. Rain for days.
Okay. They show Fishbach, and he's like, oh, I feel like I'm in a really good spot right now. Like, everybody's willing to get rid of Joe. I feel like I have some movability, whatever, in the game. Maneuverability.
Okay.
That sounded really dumb.
And then he grabs his stomach and says,
ow!
I have gastrointestinal
distress. And I love how he was like, you can hashtag that. And he didn't.
No. In my books, that's the poops.
He had...
AKA the Hershey squirts. Just say it, Fishbach. It's diarrhea.
Okay.
Why is everyone so aversive to that?
Nobody likes that. Who wants to say that? Okay,
no one likes it, but don't be all highfalutin with your distress.
They're cold, they're wet, and he is in distress.
He's pooping every 30 seconds.
He's having
basically.
a breakdown. He's like, I can't do this. Like, this sucks.
He needs some major freak out control because he's losing it, but he's not quitting.
All right.
He's not a quitter.
Fast forward to the immunity challenge. It's another endurance. But first, Julie Chen.
Jeff says, everyone, here, grab one of my black and white rocks. But just hold on to it.
Hold on to it. We're going to talk about the challenge first.
All right, so you have to balance on one foot, holding a ball above your head with a buoy. Who thinks up these things? Oh, hey, we got 10 buoys laying around. Let's use them to hold balls up on things.
Well, the pose that they ended up being in was very like
Jesus
on the cross. I'm just saying. That's what it is. So it's
All
like
right.
difficult.
But guess what, kids? Back at camp, while you're here holding up balls and buoys, there's a construction crew waiting for me to say, fix that shelter.
They're just waiting. They're gonna waterproof it. They're gonna put the fire under the roof. It's gonna be beautiful.
It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be like the Riyadh.
It's gonna be like the Plaza Hotel in Cambodia.
Right. All right. So 5 people are gonna have to quit, though. We need a minimum of 5 people to quit this challenge.
What am I gonna have to do to get you in that shelter tonight?
5 people are gonna have to quit. That's what you're gonna have to do.
Yeah.
So everyone chooses.
Quit the challenge, by the way, not the whole.
Right. Everyone has to choose a white or a black rock, and then hold it out in front of Jeff so he can count them up.
All right. So, to make a long story short, the only 2 people who did not give up the right to play in this immunity challenge were Joe and Keith.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, but really? I mean, really?
Seriously, you would have voted Joe's ass out if he hadn't decided
We
to
all know,
play.
so just stop. And Keith is a competitor. He's like, I don't give an F. I'm playing this guy.
And besides, if Keith hadn't played, Joe would have just won by default.
Yeah, he said, I gotta take down with Joe. So,
stick to the plan.
yeah, everybody's watching. They're like,
It didn't last long. Joe won for the 4th time.
okay, so back at camp. The shelter is done.
What?
They had some
Not
renovations.
Not only is it done, but they're celebrating with some cookies and coffee.
How amazing did those cookies look?
Beautiful.
I'll take those.
All right, so guess what? Fishbuck still wants somebody out, but he wants Sierra out this time.
He can't get rid of Joe again, so he's got to change the plan. He's going to go after Sierra.
Right, and the witches want Poopy Pants out.
Abby kept
didn't
calling
say that.
Fishbuck Poopy Pants. I was like, oh, snap.
She really is the little witch, isn't
Wow. That's harsh.
she? It is. All right, so
I hope she doesn't find herself in gastrointestinal distress.
Jeremy doesn't want Fishbuck out. That's like his biggest ally.
That's his boy.
That's his brosif. He wants Sierra out. Ooh, this was a very revealing episode to like the whole tribe.
I was like, why did you tell Jeremy about the plan? He's not gonna like that.
No. So at tribal, guess what? Everybody agrees the rain sucks, and Fishbach says so does diarrhea. But he said the gastrointestinal distress.
Yes.
All right.
So then they were talking about the whole rock thing, who decided to participate in the challenge and who didn't.
They put a little guilt trip on Joe.
And Joe was like, I got
"Come
something
on.
to say.
This is ridiculous. Come on. And then everybody was like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. He would have gone home if he hadn't played.
So then they bring up another elephant in the tribal council.
Fishbach's advantage.
Yeah, he's got an advantage. They don't know what it is at this point. It's a big target on him. They want to get rid of that.
So it's time to use the vote, and it's looking like it's time to do the vote.
All the votes are in.
Fishbach, it's looking like he's going. And then Jeremy's like, oh, excuse me, Jeff. I have something to say. He whips out an idol, and Fishbach is like...
And Jeremy uses it on Fishbach.
Ah! Oh my God. You ruined it! And Sierra is blindsided. I was very surprised.
So, everyone actually went through with the plan.
They stuck to the plan. But Jeremy ruined it. All right.
But that was a really big move.
It was a huge move.
Positive for Jeremy is that it brought Fishbach closer. He's going to be like, you saved my life. I love you.
Negative. For Jeremy. He pulled down his pants and exposed himself.
Everybody's like, oh, we got to keep an eye on them.
Yeah. All right, so let's get right into the next episode. Fishbach is giddy. He's in love with Jeremy. They set a date.
What can I do to repay you?
They're getting married. He owes his life to Jeremy.
Well, Spencer's just like, oh, wait now. You just saved freaking Fishbach with an immunity idol. what's going on here? Where do I stand in all of this?
And Jeremy's like, you know what, bro? I would have done the same for you. And Spencer's like, no.
Yeah. I mean, of course, and they don't realize Jeremy has another idol. Would he use it on someone else again? I don't know.
Alright, well, Fishbach was so excited from getting saved that his feet have swelled up to the size of elephants. They're disgusting.
He's got like cuts all over them. And
there was a lot of feet in this episode, and let's just say I can't handle that. I need major freak-out control from all these feet.
Okay, well, it's time for the next reward challenge, and it's a classic.
It's
Survivor
story
folklore.
time with Jeff.
Yeah.
He tells the survivors a story, and he's going to ask 5 questions, so pay attention. There will be a quiz at the end.
Mm-hmm.
You have to run to the different stations and answer the questions
Multiple
by
choice.
grabbing a medallion out of the correct urn, bring it back, unwrap it, and if it's the correct answer, it's a gold medallion. And if you got it wrong, it's a piece of wood that you must cast into the fire.
Yeah, and you gotta go back.
Like a ring into Mordor.
So the first person to get all 5 medallions is the winner.
And what do they win? A chopper ride to a resort with chicken. And
other things.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty awesome.
It did. Alright, so there's a little twist though. There's an idol clue hidden in one of the wrapped up medallions.
What? They didn't know that, by the way.
Right.
They didn't know that.
Well, during the challenge, Wentworth got the clue. She dropped it on the floor
I
and she was like,
pants.
yeah. So Jeff even called out Joe for sucking.
He can't win every challenge, Jeff. Give him a break.
Oh my god.
I have to say, I really enjoyed this story from Jeff, though. It was very educational.
quite a yarn.
Very educational.
Yeah. And Jeff is such a good raconteur. Alright. It came down to Spencer versus Fishbach.
Even with
by seconds.
Fishbach's monster feet, he was able to pull out the win.
Hey guys, I had to run and my feet were like...
Okay. Well, Jeff is like, well, we can't send you off alone, so pick another person.
And he picks not Jeremy.
Not Jeremy!
He picks Tasha.
But what he said made it even worse, because he was like, well, I need to kind of like rebuild some alliances that I messed with a little bit.
Oh, no.
So everybody's just like...
Really?
Yeah. So
really?
then Jeff was like, all right, pick another person.
And then he picks Jeremy.
For saving his life.
And then Spencer's pissed.
Yeah.
Guess he's not in the alliance and he doesn't care about him.
And what are these alliances? I thought it was all about voting blocks.
Yeah.
What?
Alright, well, they get back to camp and Kelly looks at her little clue and it says, Kelly Wentworth.
You need to be bold, basically.
The idol is hidden under the shelter. You can get it anytime you want, but guess what? You might get caught.
Uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
So she's like, I'm gonna wait on that. I'm gonna wait. And we're gonna turn the page.
Yes, turn that page.
Alright, so the next morning it's time for Steven's reward.
They all get on the chopper, well, all 3 of them. And that food, though. That was delicious
Did I say
looking food.
Spencer? Or no? It's
I don't know.
Fishbach. I don't even know what I said. Where are we?
So they're at the reward, and Fishbach reveals his advantage to Tasha and Jeremy.
He's trying to pull Tasha back in. He wants to make this work.
And she's like, this is huge.
They're at this point in the game where they really want to solidify these alliances because voting blocks are not going to last forever.
Yeah. All right, well, back at camp, meanwhile.
Well, also, they're like, we're going to get rid of Joe, right? If he doesn't win immunity. Same thing they say every week.
Okay, but back at camp, they're deciding that, you know what? We've had enough fish. Let's get rid of Fishbach.
He's limping around camp, and he's got an advantage. We gotta get rid of him.
He's got that advantage. And if, by chance, and this is a big one, he ever would win immunity...
Well, he won the reward, so it's not out of the question.
We'll go for Tasha.
All right, because they want to break up that trio of Tasha, Fishbach, and Jeremy.
So Kelly wants to get the idol, but everybody, she had to wait for everybody to start doing stuff. So,
yeah. So people go out, and it looks like she might have her opportunity. But freaking Abby is like hanging around the camp,
making coffee, doing whatever.
What are you doing?
And then she finally is like, I think I'm going to sit in the hammock.
Yeah, so Kelly's like, She's got to crawl under that shelter.
And everybody starts coming back.
She does manage to get the idol before anybody sees, but it was crazy. I love how they've been doing the hidden immunity idols this season.
I think
been really exciting.
It's way better than how they've done it in the past. All right, so it's immunity challenge time. Another foot challenge.
It's a throwback. No more feet!
You have to, it's the one where you sit on the stool and you have to build the 3-story tower with your feet.
So this was from Keith and Jeremy's season.
Neither one of them won. They both lost. They're both losers. Jeff calls out Fishbach's gross feet.
That was scary.
Don't call attention to those.
All right, well, in the end, it came down to Spencer and Joe.
It was so close.
It was very, very
But
close.
Spencer pulled it out. He got that stick in the hole. That was so dramatic, wasn't it? Wait, yeah, here's the stick.
Okay. So Spencer won immunity. This is the first time that Joe has not won the individual immunity this season.
That's crazy.
Oh my god.
It's almost too much.
Yeah.
Alright, so back at camp, Fishbach, as soon as Joe does whatever, he's like, we're gonna get Joe out, right?
No.
He's obsessed.
No! Okay. So then Wentworth and Spencer are talking. They're like, you know, I don't think that's the best move for us. We need to get rid of friggin' Fishbach, and that advantage, just flush it out.
Right. And Abby and all this is freaking out because she thinks that she's going home. She thinks that everybody's lying to her because she sees Joe talking with them and she sees them talking with
she's
Fishbach.
like, am I going to F this up or am I going to go with the plan that we made yesterday? What am I going to do?
All right. So Steven, sensing that he needs to pull Spencer in too because he wasn't on the reward because he screwed that up, tells Spencer about the advantage.
And Spencer's like, oh?
Spencer's
He's
like,
worried.
thank God you told me about this, to himself, of course, because now I know what I need to do.
Well, yeah, he's seeing that this plan could fall apart very easily.
Yeah. All right, so at Tribal, it's a very sad day because Joe has no immunity.
It's scary.
It's very scary.
It's scary.
Joe is crapping a brick almost as much as
No!
Fishbach.
Okay, so then they're talking about how there's not really any trust this season. You don't have those really strong alliances.
All of the jury eliminations were blindsides. Who can
Where's
you
the trust, people? Where is it?
I don't know, but Wentworth calls out the Fishbach, Jeremy, Tasha alliance, and it's a problem. So
after some other stuff,
Steven plays his advantage and says, Jeff, I'd like to steal Joe's vote. The immunity idol was stolen away from him by Spencer. Now I want to steal his vote and leave him totally without anything.
so everyone's just like,
I know.
yeah.
So it's time for the vote.
Oh my god. When Fishbach was like, I'm gonna vote for Abby, and Joe is voting for himself, I was just like, no!
He's like, this was 29 days coming.
Let me enjoy this.
Yeah.
Well, let me enjoy this!
Fishbach, you're out.
Oh my gosh!
Torch.
You know what made it even crazier?
What?
If they hadn't split this vote and Fishbach had put both votes towards
Joe.
Joe would have gone home.
Yes.
And not Steven. Oh wait, what?
No, it would have been a tie.
I don't know. Whatever. It wouldn't have happened like that.
But he's out.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Crazy.
I know, right?
Crazy.
And next time it's gonna get even crazier because it's the best ever loved ones.
I love that.
I love the love of the loved ones when they show
They're
up.
all, get ready.
And they stink, boy.
Oh.
Not the loved ones.
Okay. Well, everyone, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
We'll be back next week.
Let us know what you thought of these 2 episodes in the comments. And until next time,
Much love.
Edit.